Leonardo was dressed and ready for the wedding. He had trimmed his beard, put on a best suit, and was about to leave when a servant came to tell him that the master constable wanted to see him. He went out and walked to the gate. Dogberry and Fergus stood there. "What can I do for you, honest neighbor?" said Leonardo. "Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerned you nearly," said Dogberry. "Please be brief," said Leonardo, "because you can see that I'm very busy." Dogberry drew himself up. "Marry, this it is, sir," he said. "Yes, in the truth it is, sir," said Fergus. "What is it, my good friend?" "Good man, Fergus, sir, speak a little of the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between his brows," said Dogberry. "Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living that is an old man, and no honester than I am," said Fergus. Dogberry turned a stern eye on him. "Comparisons are adorers, palabras neighbors, Fergus," he said. "Neighbors, you are Theodosius," said Leonardo. Dogberry bowed. "It pleases you, worship, to say so, but we are the poor dogs, officer. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as Theodosius as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all on your worship." "All your Theodosiusness on me, huh?" "Yeah, and 'twere 1,000 pound more than 'tis, for I hear as good exclamation on your worship as of any man in the city, and thought I be but a poor man." "I am glad to hear it," said Dogberry. "And so am I," agreed Fergus. "I really would like to know what you have to say," said Leonardo. "Marry, sir," said Fergus, "our watch tonight, expecting your worship presents, hath a couple of as arrant knave as any in Messina." Dogberry looked affectionately at his partner. "A good omen, sir. Here will be talking, as they say, when the age is in. The wit is out. God help us. It is worth to see." "Well said in the faith, neighbors, Fergus. Well, got a good man, and 2 men ride of a horse, 1 must ride behind. An honest soul in the faith, sir, by my troth he is, as ever broke beard. But God, it is to worship it. All men are not alike. Alas, God, neighbors." That's right, neighbors," said Leonardo. "He can match you." "Give that God give," said Dogberry. "I have to go," said Leonardo. He turned. "One word, sir," said Dogberry. "Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship." "Take their examination yourself and bring it to me," said Leonardo. "I'm in a hurry, as you can see." Dogberry nodded gravely. "It shall be forgiven," he said. "Drink some wine before you go," said Leonardo. "Goodbye." A messenger met him as he was walking away. "My lord, they're waiting for you to give your daughter to her husband," he said. "I'm on my way," said Leonardo. "Go, good partner," said Dogberry after Leonardo had gone. "Go get you to Francis Circle. Bid him bring his pen and inhorn to the goal. We are now to examination these men, and We must do it wisely, said Fergus. We will spare it. We will spare for know it. I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-com. Only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the goal. Is this a grammar lesson? It's just like the one on laughing in the grammar book. Claudia's face hadn't changed throughout. Stand aside, friar, he said. Old man, do you give me this virgin your daughter, freely and without condition? As freely, son, as gave her to me. And what do you want from me in return for this rich and precious gift? Nothing, unless you give her back to me. The ladder in the church was tined with nervousness now. Claudio made a slight bow to his friend. Dear prince, he said, you told me how to show true gratitude. He took Hero's arm roughly and protected her towards her father. There, Leonardo, he said. Take her back again. Don't give this rotten orange to your friend. She's only showing the outward sign and appearance of honor. Look how she's blushing like a virgin. Oh, the way cunning sin can over itself with such a display of a conviction on the truth. Is that blushing modesty and valiance of a simple virtue? He turned and faced the congregation. Wouldn't all of you, looking at her now, swear that she is a virgin, judging by these blushes? But she isn't. She knows the heat of the lecture's bed. Her blushes are guilt and not modesty. The guests were silent now, watching tensely. What are you talking about? Said Leonardo. Not being married, not joining my soul with a proven whore, said Claudio. My dear lord, said Leonardo, forcing a smile. If you are using this because you taken advantage of her youth to steal her virginity, I understand what you're saying, snapped Claudio. That I've had her. You will say that she did it because she had embarrassed me as a husband, so excusing the sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with inappropriate question, but show bashful sincerity and becoming love, as a brother would for his sister. And did I ever seem anything else to you? Said Hero. How dare you shout at Claudio, seeming. I tell you, you seem to me as chaste as Diana, the goddess of chastity herself, as chaste as the bud before it opens. But you are more extreme in your blood than Venus, or two domestic pets that under their pampered surface are raging with bestial sensuality. Is my lord feeling unwell that she is speaking so extravagantly? Leonardo appealed to Don Pedro. Sweet prince, why don't you say something? What can I say? Said Don Pedro. I've been dishonored by putting myself out to link my dear friend to a common whore. Leonardo looked from Don Pedro to Claudio and back again. Are you really saying this thing, or am I only dreaming? He said. Don John got up and approached Leonardo. Sir, they have said them and these things are true, he said. Bethany also got up. This doesn't look like a wedding, he said. Hero, who had been growing paler, crept into her father's embrace, where she burst into a tear. True, she cried. Oh God, Leonardo, said Claudio. Am I standing here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is the face of heroes? Are our eyes our own? All this is so, said Leonardo. But what of it, my lord? Let me put one question to your daughter, and by the natural and fatherly influence you have with her, ask her to answer honestly. As your father, I order you to do so, said Leonardo. She moved away from his embrace, Oh God, help me, she sobbed. Why am I being attacked? What kind of questioning do you call this? To see if you live up to your name, said Claudio. Isn't it Hero? Who can stain that name with any dishonorable act? Indeed, said Claudio. Hero can. Hero herself can stain Hero's virtue. Whose was that man who talked to you last night at your window between 12 and 1? Now, if you're a virgin, answer that. I didn't talk to any man at that hour, my lord. Well then, you're not a virgin, said Don Pedro. Leonardo, I am sorry that you have been disturbed. On my honor, my brother, this wrong account, and I saw her, hear her talk to a ruffian that time last night at her bedroom window. He has, licentious villain, confessed the field secret encounter that they've had 1,000 times. Stop, stop, said Don John. They can't be named, my lord, can't be mentioned. There are no words in language offensive enough to utter their names. He smiled. And so, pretty lady, I'm sorry about your disreputable conduct. Beatrice went to her cousin and took her in the arms. Hero sobbed with abandon. Oh, Hero, said Claudio sadly, what a hero you would have been if even half the thoughts and content of your heart had matched your outward beauty. But farewell, you most fair woman, farewell. You're put on godliness and on godly purity. Because of you I'll block all love from now on, and view all women with suspicion, turning all beauty into negative thought, and never see future in any of you again. Leonardo clutched his chest and sank onto a pew. Will someone kill me? He said. Hero fainted. Cousin, screamed Beatrice. She's fallen. Come, let's go, said Don John. This thing's coming to light like this. Have defeated her. Don Pedro, Claudio, and Don John turned and marched up the aisles. The congregation, stunned, began slowly to drift away. Finally, only Leonardo's family, Benedict, and the Vera were left. Beatrice was trying to revive the unconscious hero. How is she? Said Benedict. Dead, I think, said Beatrice. She continued to stroke her cousin's forehead and whispered to her, but there was no response. Then she looked up. Help, uncle, she said. Hero, hero, uncle, Signor, Benedict, fear. Benedict and the fear bent over her too. Leonardo, breathing heavily, covered his face with his hands. Oh, fate, he cried, don't take your heavy hand away. That is the best cover that can he hope for her shame. Hero stared. How are you, cousin Hero? Said Beatrice. Don't worry, lady, said Friar Francis. Leonardo got up and walked unsteadily to his daughter. Are you waking up? Yes, said Friar Francis. Why shouldn't she? Why? Doesn't every hardly this thing proclaim her shame? Was she able to deny the story that printed in her blood? Don't leave, hero. Don't open your eyes. If I thought that you weren't going to die soon, if I thought your spirit were stronger than your shame, I would kill you myself on the strain of this evidence. Did I grieve that I had only one child? Did I curse nature's meanness? Oh, you were one too many. Why did I have even one? Why did I ever regard you as a lovely? Why didn't I adopt the child of the beggar at my gates who, when turned out infamously like this, I might have said that not my child. The shame comes from someone else's loins, but mine and mine I love, and mine I praised it, and mine I was so proud of, mine so much that I had no thoughts for myself, valuing her so much. He pointed at her. Why she? Oh, she's fallen into a pit of ink. The white sea doesn't have enough water to wash her clean again, and not enough salt to make her sound again. Benedict touched Leonardo's arm. Sir, be patient for myself. I'm so amazed that I don't know what to say. Oh, on my soul, said Beatrice, my cousin has been defamed. Lady, did you sleep in her room last night? Said Benedict. No, I didn't, said Beatrice, but until last night I have done so for the last year. Confirm, cried Leonardo. Oh, that makes the proof that was solid as iron before even stronger. Would the two princes and Claudio, who loved her so much, who wept when speaking about her fullness, lie, leave her, let her die. Listen to me for a moment, said Friar Francis, because I have been silent all this time, just watching these sad course of fortune. I've watched the lady and noticed 1,000 blessings sign flashing across her face, 1,000 chains from wrongly accused shame to allergic innocence, and in her eye there has been a fire that denies the mistake that the prince have made about her honor. Call me a fool. Don't trust my reading of it, which is informed by all my education. Don't consider my age, my religious dedication, my calling, nor my devotion to God. If my opinion that this lady is innocent is wrong, if she isn't the victim of some bitter error. That's impossible, Friar, said Leonardo, unable to look at his daughter. You've seen that the only redeeming thing she is capable of is that she won't add perjury to her sins. She hasn't denied. Why are you trying to deny the obvious? Friar Francis took Hero's hand. Lady, who is this man you have been accused of? Those who have accused me know. I don't know any such man. If I know any living man more intimately than it's fitting to a maiden modesty, then let me be condemned forever. She tried to sit up. Oh, my father, if you can prove that any man talked to me during unsuitable hours, or that I exchanged words with anyone that all last night, then reject me, hate me, torture me to death. There is some serious misunderstanding on the part of the prince, said the friar. Benedict was thoughtful. He nodded. Two of them are absolute examples of honor, and if they've been misled in this, John the bastard is behind. Leonardo clenched his fist and looked fiercely at Hero. I don't know, he said. If they're telling the truth about her, I'd tear her apart with his hand. If they had wronged her honor, the best of them will hear from me. My blood hasn't been so dried up with old age, nor has my crafty been so affected by it, nor has fortune deprived me of my means, nor have I lost my friends. They will find a newly awakened physical strength and resolve in me, plenty of means, and a choice of indifference to destroy them. Don't do anything yet, said the fire. Let me advise you. The prince left your daughter here for that. Keep her hidden for a while. Put it about that she's really that. Go into mourning. Put some funeral tokens around your ancient family tomb, and observe all the conventions of a burial. And then what? Said Leonardo. How will that help? If it's properly done, it will change slander of her into remorse. Of course, said the fire. That's positive in itself, but there's more to my plan. On her death, as everyone will regard it, she will be blamed, pitied, and forgiven by all who hear about it. It's always the case that the things we don't value while we are enjoying them, we miss when we lose them, and we think about it. Then we see the virtue that we couldn't while we had. That will happen with Claudio. When he hears that she's dead because of his words, he will begin to think about her, and all her fine qualities will take on a new glow, and he will value her more than he did when she was alive. Then, if he ever really loved her, he'll mourn for her and wish he had never accused her. No, not even he still believed his accusation to be well founded. Do this and don't doubt that it will be successful. More so that I can say, if it isn't, then the belief that she's dead will soften the impact of her supposed infamy. And if it doesn't work out, well, then you can send her to a reclusive religious life, as would be fitting for her reputation away from all eyes, tongues, and further injures. Take the fire advice, Senor Leonardo, said Benedict, and although you know that I'm very much attached to the prince and Claudio yet, by my honor, I will act on this as freely as if I were you. As I'm overwhelmed by grief, I'll clutch at anything, said Leonardo. Good, said the fire. Let's go, and do it right away. Desperate ills must have desperate remedies. Come, laddie. Die so that you can live free. Had this wedding day is only postponed. Be patient and be brave. Benedict and Beatrice, as taught by silent agreement, lingered. After Otter had gone, Beatrice's face was tear-stained. Lady Beatrice, said Benedict tenderly, have you been crying all this time? Yes, and I haven't finished it yet, she said. I don't want that, he said. It's not up to you. I don't need your permission. I really do believe your lovely cousin has been wronged, he said. She looked into his eyes. Oh, how grateful I would be to the man who could put it right. Is there any way a man could show that friendship? He said. A most certain way, but I have no such a friend. Can it be done by a man? It's a man's job, but not yours. They gazed at each other for a long time. Then Benedict spoke. I love you more than anything in the world. Isn't that strange? As strange as she's began. I don't know. It would be just as easy for me to say that I love you more than anything in the world. But you shouldn't believe me. And yet, I'm not lying. I'm not confessing anything, and I'm not denying anything. I'm obsessed about your cousin. Benedict's face lit up. He took a step towards her, By my sword, Beatrice, you love me? He exclaimed. Don't swear, and then regret it later. I will swear by my sword, and I will make anyone that say I don't love you regret it. You won't eat your words? He took her hand, which she gave freely, with no sauce that you can think of. I swear I love you. Well then, God forgive me. For what, sweet Beatrice? You stopped me just in time. I was about to swear that I love you. Then do it with all your heart. I love you with so much of my heart that there's none left to swear. Benedict took her in his arm and held her. Then he stepped back. Come, command me to do anything for you. Kill Claudio. His expression changed. Huh? Not for the wild world. You're killing me by saying no. Goodbye. She turned and began walking away. Wait, sweet Beatrice, he said. I've gone. Even thought I'm standing here, there's no love in you. He took hold of her again and she struggled in his arms. No, let me go, she said. Beatrice, I made it. I'm going. Well, make up first, he said. Her eyes flashed. You dare to be friends with me more easily than fight with my enemy, she said. Is Claudio your enemy? Hasn't he proved himself to be a full-blown villain, slandering, humiliating, dishonoring my cousin? Oh, I wish I were a man. What? Hold hands with her until they come to join hands, and then, in the public, barefaced, slandered, merciless cruelty. Oh God, I wish I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace. Listen to me, Beatrice. Talk to a man out of window. What a thing to say. Yes, but Beatrice, dear hero, she is wrong. She's slandered. She's destroyed. Bea, Prince and Count. She sneered. Certainly and priceless testimony. A goodly count that. Count Sugarplum, a lovely gentleman. Oh, if only I were a man, or that I had a friend who would be a man for me. But manhood has melted into ceremony, bravery into a sucking up, and men are now only a voices, and glib one too. A man who can do no more than tell a lie and swear it is now as brave as Hercules. I can't be a man by wishing, so I'll die a woman by grieving. Wait, good Beatrice, by this hand I love you. Use it for loving me in some more useful way than swearing by it, he said. Do you really think in your heart that Count Claudio has wronged Hero? Yes, assuredly, as I have a thought or a heart. That's enough for me, said Benedict. I'm blind. I'll challenge him. He raised her hands to his lips. I will kiss your hand and leave you. By this hand, Claudio will answer to me. Watch me. Go and confirm your cousin. I'll tell them she's dead. And so, farewell.